Hey guys, it's Marcia from Marcia's Meadow. I was going to clean up some of our... Let's see if I can get you in the... I was going to clean up some of our Sandalwood soap. Let's start to cut this and see if you can see. Possibly not. I'm getting used to my camera. Okay, you can see that. If I pick it up, I don't know. You know what I'll do? I'll just clean it up, and then we'll go back and see. But anyway, I just trim the sides. You guys see okay? The lighting, huh? And I even took a light out here. Well, we'll do it like this. If it doesn't come out good, we just don't upload it. Right? So just trying to clean it up a little bit. Make it look a little bit nicer. Isn't it funny? I don't know if it's the temperature, the humidity in the air. There are days I can make a soap. This was the uncut, but it doesn't look too shabby. So I'll just, clean it up a little bit. There's some days, same recipe. I don't always take temperatures, but there's some days that you can make a soap. It doesn't crumble. It looks perfect. No air pockets. If you have soap balls in, they adhere well. Yeah, that looks decent. But then there's some days where the bottoms crumble. There's a little air pocket there. And actually, I'll show you. You can just kind of fill it in. My hands clean, guys. I just washed them. Always do. Always do. It's, I wear gloves when I'm making the soap. But when I'm cleaning the soap up, and that came out really nice. Yep, the lighting, I feel like I'm getting an awful yellow tinge. But you can see here. See the bottom? I don't know what does that. I don't know, because I make my soap the same. Like I said, I'm not always, regulating the temperature and really watching that, but I pretty much use the same recipe every time. I think this one looks really, really nice. We shouldn't even have to go over with that with a knife. Every once in a while, if it's, if your soap's a little bit wet when you cut it, or a little soft still, you might need to just go over it with a knife like that to smooth it out. The soap is amazing. It's just a nice deep smell. I think the brown turned out really nice. This soap doesn't discolor to a dark brown. So the brown swirls in it will look really nice. This soap, I'm not going to cut this one yet. This one came out really small. So I'll just, I'll weigh that and see. If my soaps are really thin, I just cut them in half or in threes and use them as a sample. But if the soaps aren't real thin, but definitely too small, if they're not Sorry, I was looking at that pocket. If they're not too small, but too small to sell, I cut them in half, and they're always over an ounce at least. And I've been selling them as little travel soaps. You know, I pack them up nice. Nothing, I shouldn't say nice, nothing extravagant, but. And then at the fairs, and the nice thing about that, like the seafood fair, that was here in Hampton, New Hampshire. Everybody travels, you know, for this fair. You know, it's a pretty large fair. I'd have to go back to the paper. My husband laughed when I said 250,000 people come to it, and he laughed and said I'm way off. That's too many. But I really don't think so. So if you sell, you know, those soaps that are an inch or more for, I don't know, you know, 50 cents, $1, I just call them travel soaps, and they go quite quickly. They're the perfect size when you're going away, you know, to take to a hotel. That's a pretty one with the 3 balls. You know, so you can see the soap's pretty roughed up. I hope you can see. That's a pretty one too. I was trying to do a drop swirl. I know Celine from the Superstar. If you can't see right now, I'm just using a potato peeler to kind of smooth out the edges. I know Celine has been doing a drop swirl, and they look amazing. And then Catherine from Soaping 101, she just did a nice dragon's blood, the resin of dragon's blood with a drop swirl. So I was trying something like that. Let me see what I'm doing, just trying to smooth it out. One of these days, I'm just trying different angles with the camera, and I will get it right. I watched some of these beautiful soapers. The lighting's perfect. The background's perfect. Cinematography, is that what you'd say? It's just perfect. Where I know I'm struggling with mine. And we'll get there. Practice makes perfect. There, I was just smoothing out the edges just a little bit. If anybody knows why that happens, I would love to hear it. I know Karen from Eden Secret felt that, was it cold? That the bottoms got cold. And that's why it happened. But for me, that's not the case because I gel it in a wooden mold. And yes, it does go onto the table after, but I pretty much cut it right away. Once I unmold it, I cut it. We've got a little... So I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why. Some cut so smoothly. Maybe it's the way I'm cutting. But anyway, so back to the seafood festival. I forget what I was saying on it. I forget what I was saying. Was I even talking about the seafood festival? I thought I was. Oh, 250,000. It was nice. It was lovely. It's nice to be a part of it. I get really excited about my soap. And actually, you know what I wanted to add to that? I was thinking about this. You know, there's a lot of competition out there for us soapers. There's a lot of people making soap, which, let's talk about the positives on it. The positives are we're breaking away from the chemicals. Okay? We're breaking away from the chemicals. We're actually even, you know, saying no to the corporate businesses that, you know, really don't care about us. They're just trying to make $1. But anyway, okay, so the seafood festival. I had a tremendous amount of people coming up buying that I've never met before, obviously. Okay? A lot of these people are tourists. So they don't know Marcia's Meadow. They've never used my product. But they're all buying my product. So the point being is that competition, now back to the soaping and competition, it's really good actually because, or not so much competition, let me change that word. The more soapers, the better, okay? Because all these people are flocking to my table to buy my product. No, they're not searching out me. They've never used my product. They're all tourists. They don't live around here. They don't know anything about me. But because of the fact of them using an all-natural soap prior, they know the benefits, they know the quality of the soap, they know how good it is for you, and that's why they're buying my product. Now, of course, when I do a local fair, and I get all my locals, yes, they're repeat customers. You know, they've bought into not just my soap and how good it is, but they've bought into me. They know me, they like me, so they, they search me out. But I just know another soap maker was talking about how we can change the world one soap at a time. And I really went to bed and thought about it. And it's like, God, it's so true. I did so well at that seafood festival. And it's not because they've used my product before. It's because they've used other soap makers' product before. And they enjoyed it and loved what it did for their skin and for the environment. And so that's how I made, such a good profit that weekend. So it's so true. The more soap makers, the better. Sorry, I'm grabbing a drink of coffee. I need that to keep my day going. The more soap makers, the better. Okay? We're getting the word out. And now, yes, so these folks came to my table and they bought my product, and if they enjoyed it and they liked it and they're very happy with it, now they're going back home. People travel from all over the country to come to the seafood festival. It's pretty popular. So now all these people are going back home, and many of them, I don't even have a website yet, so many of them are not going to search me out. They may get in contact with me through Facebook or my phone number, but if they do not, the next fair they go to or the next, small local store, and they see some natural soap, they're going to buy that soap. So really, I just think it's so good. I think the more the better. We're getting the word out there. On how good this is for your skin, and I don't know. I just think it's lovely. Of course, there are a lot of. I live in New Hampshire, and there are a lot of soap makers. And yeah, sure. I've gone to quite a few stores to stock my soap, and they already have, some well-established soap makers in their store. So I could get discouraged. You guys see that okay? I know the lighting's poor. So I could get discouraged and say, you know what? Well, I'm just going to give up. No. I'm just going to try to make the best product that I possibly can, and we'll go to a different store. That's okay. And one day, the store will try my product, and great. If they like it better, then they may want to give my product a try. But there we go. But, competition aside, this all started for my family. I didn't start this business for profit. The business I started, but 2 years back, a little bit more than 2 years back, I was traveling, quite a ways to a farm to buy their all-natural product. I, have a child that's sensitive to chemicals. So I was traveling about 40 minutes to a farm to buy their product. Lovely product too, by the way. But I would often have to take my son, and he doesn't do well in the car for 40 minutes, okay? So driving home one day, at this point in time, I had left my job, and I was a full-time student getting my master's. Plus, I was a full-time mom with him. I went to school nights and weekends, and I worked nights and weekends, and I would stay home with him during the day. And my husband was home with him during the night. So, I had traveled those 40 minutes, and he just, it wasn't a good ride. Let's just put it that way. It was a tough time. So when I came driving home with the product, that was just lovely, by the way, I said, you know what? I'm home. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I bet I can make this for my family. So that is honestly how this started. I started doing, we're so fortunate, the soap makers today, we're so fortunate. There's just, an abundance. Look at that ball. We lost a big ball there. There's such an abundance of information in books and magazines and, on YouTube. You can just Google. So I started to Google how to make soap, and then got involved with YouTube. And so I started making it, and just for the family. So for a whole year, I made it just for the family. I ended up doing laundry soap. I ended up, you start small, just soap. Then the laundry soap. And then I started doing some creams and some salves, some nice body butters for eczema and psoriasis. Again, just for the house. And then the outside family. My mother, my mother-in-law, some aunts. Everybody started trying the products and just ranting and raving how beautiful it was. And I'll never forget, I went to bed one night and said, you know what? I'm home. I'm not going back to work anytime soon. I'm not going back to school anytime soon. Hunter was always sick back then. He didn't go to school a lot, and we were in the hospital a lot with him. So I just thought, you know what? Why not try to do this? This is a job. I loved it. I truly enjoyed it. Why not try to do this myself? Why not try to start a little business, make a little money on the, not on the side, but you know what I mean, make a little money, and try to do this from home. I'm home with my son. So that's how it started. So we've been selling our product for a year now, a little bit over a year. Absolutely loving it, loving the story behind it on how we got started. And now look at us, we're doing all the markets and the fairs, and so that's our story. That's how we got started. I think everybody has their own story on how they get started, and I love our story because of, let's just say it like it is, because of our son. I want to word that correctly. I don't want to say issues because of the issues he has, but it's the truth. Because of the issues that he has and some of the adversities we were faced with as a family, that's how we started our business. And it's nothing huge yet. I don't have a website, and I'm more just for the locals here in town, and it's a small bar. See how thin that is? Just doing, well, that's a pretty one. Look at that one with the 3 balls again. So, nothing big. Nothing huge yet. I say yet. I definitely said yet. Because I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. And like last week, Hunter was home Thursday and Friday. And of course he comes first, caring for my son. But when I got a moment, I could work from home. I could work from home. So I just love it. I just love it. I love our story behind it. I love how it began. I think it's all good. It's all good. Just trying to fix that little bottom there. A little bit of crumble. See that there? Very easy to fix too. That's it. Okay. So I'll stop now. Can you tell I've got a new camera? So I'm excited to be posting videos again. I enjoy it. I'm still nervous. My hands get a little shaky. When it's hard, you want to watch what you say and how you say it. I'm a pretty open person. Excuse me. I'm a pretty open person. That one looks pretty. Last one. I'm pretty open. We don't hide anything. It is what it is. So I say that only because on you know, doing videos, it's like, okay, you know, watch what I say. Do I say this? Do I say that? Well, let's just say it like it is. Let's just say it like it is. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to hide. I hope I'm in good shot so you can see. So seeing it just scrapes off a little bit of the soap. Okay, look at that down there. Just scrapes off, but this cleans it up really nice, so it looks really pretty. I'll try to fix that. The only problem I have is I don't like waste, and I sometimes feel with all these soap shreds, I do a nice honey almond, and I do use some soap shreds in that for contrast. I don't know. I do know, is it Clean the World? I do know there's an organization out there where you can donate. You just pay for shipping. You know, you can donate all your soap shreds, and I've been saving them. So I might end up doing that soon, and I'll tell you why. Because if there's a lot of extra just soap setting in the house, I see it as, you know, waste of money. Maybe a mistake that I made, and, you know, that can bother me. Nobody likes waste or mistakes, and so that's it. This is our sandalwood. Thought I'd show you how we clean it up. Okay. Looks pretty. It's a nice scent. The top looks pretty. Smells lovely. Smells lovely. Definitely unisex. You know, marketing, I was calling this sandalwood and vanilla, but I noticed that vanilla, the word vanilla in the title, would turn some men off. You know, I think because there's a lot of vanilla musk fragrances out there that are feminine, that are geared towards the women. So I would have women come over to either purchase for their husband or significant others, or a man would come over, and the minute they would see that vanilla, they'd be like, oh, no, you know, don't you have just a plain sandalwood? But if you could smell this, you know, gosh, there's really, you just pick up more on the sandalwood. So what I've been calling it is just deep sandalwood. And I noticed that is going better for me. The men will come over and they will purchase it, and the women will grab it. Because it's definitely unisex, women or men. But I noticed that word vanilla. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? I'll come home and I might have a beautiful soap. And I didn't sell very much. You know, the smell's pretty, or, you know, and you have to come home and you have to assess why. Was it the name? Was it how it looked? But anyway, that's it. I'm going to end there. This video is getting long. You folks, you'll be getting tired of me soon. Like, God, did she just post another video? But I want to have some fun with this. So yeah, I'm pleased with my phone. It takes, you know, halfway decent video. Today the lighting's poor. But okay. Thanks for watching. We did some cleanups of sandalwood and vanilla. Deep sandalwood. Okay, they look really nice. They smell nice. So that's it. Bye-bye.